Here's a scooter that I bought about 15-20 years ago from China. Early 2000s it was when I got this thing. It was very advanced for its time, very well built. It cost me quite a bit of money back then, but look at the quality of it. It's got front suspension, it's got 12-inch wheels, no disc brakes though, they were rim brakes. That worked very well. It's got rear suspension as well. The thing is driven by a 350 watt permanent magnet brushed motor. I don't know that they had these brushless motors back in those days. And it's geared from a very small cog on the motor to a large cog on the back wheel, driven by a toothed belt. And on the other side, it's got drum brakes. Beautifully made. Now, considering this is probably 20 years old, it's still in excellent condition. I have used it quite a bit. Now, one of the problems with this is you can't really stand on it. You can't use it as a stand-up scooter because the platform's not long enough and you're standing too close to the handlebars. So it's got a seat on it. It's powered by two 12-volt lead-acid batteries that are housed in that compartment there. You can see the charging port on it. It provides 24 volts and it runs all right. Because the motor's a brush motor, it's a bit whiny. I'll show you in a minute. And it doesn't go all that fast. It probably does 15-20 k's an hour maximum. Now I've just put it on a stool so that I can lift the back wheel off the ground. There it is there. And she's a bit of a noisy motor, but it doesn't run too badly. Now that's about, like I said earlier, 15-20 k's an hour top speed on that. Okay. Now while the scooter's a terrific little scooter, it's a little bit of a boring ride, you know, sort of ambles along, sitting down, a little bit like a mobility scooter, a two-wheel mobility scooter, but it's great. But I thought I might do something with it, okay? Now let's take this fella away for modifications. And so let's bring in the new. The same scooter, modified. There it is. There you go, I've spun it around to face the same way as before. Now the differences. Well, for starters, you'll notice half the deck's gone. Got a big chunky battery on it. That's the mod I did. I changed this from an old style brush DC motor lead acid battery scooter to a modern day hub motor lithium driven scooter. And there's a close-up of it. Now it's not a finished project. I've had to take the deck off so that I could fit a controller. There's a fairly large controller there. It'll take about 25 to 30 amps. It's got a big battery. Instead of the 24-volt lead acid, it's a 52-volt 14-amp lithium battery. Front wheel, all of the fronts the same. I've got the battery strapped on at the moment just to hold it in place. There's nowhere else to put it at this stage, and probably later on there won't be anywhere to put it either. It's too big. I might have to buy a battery that will fit inside that battery box there. Anyway, for now that'll do. It's quite good because I sit on this. It's not a, as I said before, it's not a scooter you can stand on, but with the seat. I've actually changed the seat. I've put a bit of a springier seat on there. But sitting on the seat, you put your feet on either side of the battery, there and there, and it's quite comfortable. Now, the other change, and the big change, is this beast. This is a big, fat hub motor, brushless hub motor, with a slick tyre on it. I use these motors on scooters like the Rion, very powerful American scooters. I've made up a bracket that I can fit a disc brake to give me a bit more stopping power. I couldn't reuse the drum brake of the other wheel. And yes, that's about it. Not a very flash looking thing, but it isn't finished yet. Like I say, I'll probably get a battery that'll fit into this sort of space in here. It's a reasonably deep battery container, and that'll sit flush, and I can put the deck back on. But this will do for the time being. Okay, now from a 15 kilometre an hour, 20 kilometre an hour scooter, almost a mobility scooter, to this scooter. Now this is a wild thing. I've actually tried it out, ridden it, and I'm not going to show you how it goes just yet because it's not convenient. I will in some later video, on the road that is, but I will show you how it runs. Let's put it back on the stand, that stool that I had before. There we go. Back wheels off the ground. It's all turned on. Throttle, and hopefully she should run. Can you hear it? A little bit quiet on the last one. And disc brake works. Okay, here we go. Watch it. Now that's about 20 k's an hour. Whoa! She runs quite well. I've taken it to somewhere that I can use this legally and run it, and she goes. She's rattling against the stand at the moment. So there you go. That's one powerful little machine now. Like I said, I've had it up to about just over 60 on a fairly short track that I couldn't sort of really open it up completely, but that was on a GPS. This doesn't have a speedo. Okay, so just thought I'd show you my little fun project, and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.